Hi guys, so at the end of my Disney vlog series I promised I would do a Disney haul just to show you all the stuff that I bought in the 2 weeks that I was there, and I thought I would do that today for you guys, so let's get started. So I know this is technically a Disney haul, but if you watch my vlog series you will see that I did go to Universal for a day, so I'm going to start with the stuff that I've bought in Universal and then I'll move on to all the Disney stuff. So the first thing I bought in Universal was this refillable mug. It's for cold, like refill soda drinks. It was quite expensive, it was about $16 plus tax, which is expensive for a mug. But the way it works is, I think on the first day you get unlimited refills, I'm not sure. But then after that you can put credits on it, so you pay like $12 and you get like 6 refills. And if you don't want to do that, when you present this at a quick service to have it filled, they'll just knock off 50% of the drink price. So if you're going back a couple of times, it is worth it because it will eventually pay for itself. But yeah, I liked it. I wasn't able to put my straw in it unless I took the lid off. But yeah, it's a decent size, and especially when it's warm, you want like a big cup for cold drinks. So yeah, that was a nice purchase. I haven't used it since I got home, but that's because I already own quite a lot of mugs and cups. So but I think if I ever go out for a day or something, I probably would take this because it was pretty good to keep my drink cold. So yeah. So the other things I bought in Universal are Harry Potter themed. So the first thing I bought is, I kind of have a thing for like soft toys. I always have since I was a kid of collecting them. You'd think I would have grown out of it by now. But yeah, one of my favourite creatures from like the Harry Potter universe is a Niffler. I just think they're adorable. So I was hoping to pick up like a Niffler toy. And when I was in the gift shop after the Hogwarts ride, I actually found one. So this is what he looks like. He's adorable, like his little eyes are just so cute. So yeah, I can't remember how much it costs. Like, I do have the tag here, but I can't quite remember because the labels come off. But yeah, I was looking for him and I'm so glad I got him. Like, this wasn't what I was hoping to get, but I am happy with this purchase anyway. Right, so the next thing I bought in Universal was a wand. This is a replica Hermione wand and it's an interactive wand. I did show you guys how it worked in the video, but I will explain it a bit more. So in both the Diagon Alley area in Universal Studios and the Hogsmeade area over in Islands of Adventure, they have various areas throughout where it's interactive, so you can actually cast spells with these wands. Now they do sell like normal wands that are cheaper, and the interactive ones are more expensive. I can't remember how much it cost, but they are a lot more expensive, and I think if you're going back a couple of times and you get to use it a lot, it's probably worth the money. But for me it was just more a souvenir thing. But I did, like I showed you in the videos, try some of the spells. Now when it came to the spell casting, some of them are easier than others, some didn't work that well. And the reason for that is you've got to cast the spell, you've got to cast it, obviously the spell out, but you've got to do it to a sensor which is in the location. So you've kind of got to figure out where the sensor is. So that could take a while. And the reason I didn't film that many as well in the video is because I'm right-handed, so I'm going to cast the spells on my right hand, and filming on my left hand was a little difficult. But yeah, I did say in the video that I don't actually have a Harry Potter wand. That's a lie. I do have a replica Snape one, which I bought a couple of years ago in Warner Brothers Studios tour. But yeah, I wanted a new one, and I wanted an interactive one just so I could play around, because if you're going to go to the Harry Potter stuff, you want to have that experience of casting spells. So for the experience of doing it, it's probably worth the money. But if you just want it for something to display, then I would just go for the normal one that's not interactive. But yeah, this is fun, and if I do ever get the chance to go back to Universal, I'll probably take this with me so I can play around a bit more. Keeping on the theme of the wand, as well as the box it came in, you also get a map, and the map shows you everywhere within Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade that has the interactions. But I didn't use it that much. Obviously I've kept the map, but one of the ways you can tell where the spells are is this little plaque on the ground in front. I just shows you the action to do for the spell. But yeah, I thought for the money, like I said, for the money it's probably not that worth it, but for the experience it is. So yeah, so that's everything I bought in Universal. Right, so I'm now going to move on to the Disney stuff. I did buy quite a bit more than I was expecting to buy. Like, some of this stuff I had gone out with the intention of buying, but a lot of it I didn't plan on buying it but ended up with, because I have a bad habit with that. Now, quite a bit of it, like I mentioned in the video, I was gifted $130 because I turned down mousekeeping. So quite a few of these things I actually bought with that, so it didn't actually cost me any more. But yeah, I'm gonna start off with the stuff that came free and then move on to all the rest of it. So the first thing I got was a new blue magic band. I had a purple one last year and decided to go for blue this year. Now with the magic bands, when you're staying in a Disney Resort hotel, you automatically get a magic band as part of your stay. And up to a certain amount of days, I want to say 80 days, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. You can pick, like, customize them, so you can have like certain colours. You only get to pick from 8, which I will come back to. And you can also have like your name written on it. Now I haven't had my name written on this one. I've just had the year written on it because you can't actually change the batteries on these. So once the battery dies, they're gone, they are out of use. So I've just had the year on, so if I go back at any time, I know how long the battery's been going. But yeah, this was the first free thing I got. Like I said, you can only pick up 8 colours, and when I looked on the store, there was another colour I wanted, but they didn't do it as part of the basic colours. So I just got this as a starter one. I wore it on my first day, and I did wear it to some of the parks. I would just alternate depending on what I was wearing that day. Yeah. So I'll loop back to what a magic band is, because I did buy 2 more, so I will loop back and explain what a magic band is once I get to those 2. So the next free thing I got, I say free because I did kind of pay for it. Like I mentioned in my series, I actually went for the dining plan this year, and as part of the dining plan you automatically get a refillable mug. Now this is the one I went for. You only get certain colours, so when I arrived they either had pink or green, and I didn't really want the green, so I went for the pink. But I know they were also doing red and black, but those didn't come in until a few days later. Now I'm not sure, but I think maybe they alternate the colours depending on stay. So maybe every 2 weeks they might alternate the colours, but I'm not sure on that, so don't take my word for it. I'm going to mention this in my review video. I'm going to do a section on this cup, whether it was value for money. But yeah, I liked it, it came in handy, and I was taking it back and forth to the parks with me as well, just to refill from the fountains. But yeah, like I said, I'll go into more details about this in my review video. So I'm now going to move on to the stuff I bought. I am going to include the stuff that I used the gift card. I know the gift card technically didn't cost me anything, but I am going to include that in this section. And first up is magic bands. Now, as well as getting the blue one on check-in, I also went and bought 2 more, which I used the gift card for. Now, like I mentioned, when you're picking your colours for your check-in band, you've only got like a set 8, I think. But when I was going through the shop, I saw this light purple, and that's the one I really wanted. But it's not one of the standard colours. But with magic bands, you can have way more custom ones. You can have like prints on there, you can have more custom colours. They do vary on price, so if you're just having the plain colour, which this is, I think they're about $15 plus tax. And then depending on what the other ones are, then they go up in price up to about $25 plus tax. So yeah. So the first one I got was, like I said, this nice light purple one, and this was the one I wore the most. And the reason I want it, as you can see, is it matches my watch strap. And this one, I think I wore the most, but I was alternating between my other ones. And like I said, I did actually take my purple one from last year with me as well. So I was alternating between the 4 bands throughout the holiday. So the other one I bought then was in Hollywood Studios. I still had money left on my gift card, so I went and bought this one. I'm gonna zoom in on it, or I'm gonna try and get my camera to focus on it, because this has a pattern on it. It's actually, the reason I bought it, I had kind of seen it on the online store, but when I seen the shop I was like, I want it because it has my favourite character on it. So I'm gonna zoom in, focus on it so you can see it a bit better. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it actually has Stitch printed, various Stitch print all over it, which I loved. So that one, yeah, so this one I wore mostly to Magic Kingdom, because that's where you can actually get to meet Stitch, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to meet him. I didn't actually do it this trip, but just in case I did, I wanted to make sure I had a Stitch band that I could show it. So the next thing I bought, which one of them I'd intended to buy, the other one not so much, but was mini ears. Now I did take one of my mini ears from last year with me, but I like I said, I've bought 2 more, and you would have seen in the series. So the first ones I bought in Disney Springs, which are the Purple Poison ones. Purple Poison is a range they've come out with this year, so it's all like this colour. Now these ones I didn't wear as much as the others. I know I only wore the others for like 1 day as well, but because of the sequins they kind of irritated a bit. Like they were still good and I still enjoyed them, but yeah, the sequins kind of irritated me personally a bit, especially because I have piercings around my ears, so they were kind of irritating my piercings. But yeah, they're kind of nice, they're kind of like a bit more showy than I would normally go for, but yeah, I like them. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought them. So the next pair of mini ears I got, I'd actually seen on the online store and actually thought I was going to buy them before when I got there, and I knew I was going to buy them. But the first couple of days I was there, they were actually out of stock on the whole of property, so I wasn't able to get them. But they did come back into stock eventually, so I was able to pick them up. Now these are Haunted Mansion ones, if you couldn't tell. And if you watched my series, you know I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the Haunted Mansion. I love the ride itself, but it doesn't like me. But yeah, so when I saw these online, I was like, I have to have them. I love like that kind of thing, like the creepy stuff of like Haunted Mansion. So I have to get these. They're purple for starters, which is my favourite colour, and they're kind of like creepy. So you've got the wallpaper print on the ears, which are kind of like velvety feeling, which is really nice. And then the maid's outfit for the fabric of the bow, and then a nice little bat. So yeah, these might be my favourite mini ears, but I would probably, yeah, so these might actually be my favourite mini ears now. They're just, because they're more of like a velvety ones as well, they feel really nice. So yeah, these I'd intended to buy, and I'm so glad that I was able to find them. So speaking of the Haunted Mansion, another thing I bought was a new wallet, a Haunted Mansion theme one, which is this. I will try to see if I can get the camera to focus on it. It's just a purple one that has the like wall print on it. It's by Loungefly, which does a lot of stuff with Disney. They do backpacks as well. It's I wanted one like this size because I have one already, which I had in Cath Kitchen a couple of years ago, but it is starting to weigh down a little bit now, so I wanted a new one. And when I saw this, I thought I have to buy it. It was expensive for what it is, but like I said, luckily I did have that gift card, so I used it to buy this. So it didn't cost me any more money than I'd already taken with me. So yeah, I haven't used it yet. It still has the tag on it, but I'll probably use this. I probably will get around to using it eventually. So keeping in with the theme of Haunted Mansion, I do have one more thing that's Haunted Mansion theme. Now if you watched my vlog series, particularly the first visit to Magic Kingdom, you will know that I actually lost my sunglasses on the Haunted Mansion ride. They never turned back up, sadly, which is very disappointing because they're kind of very sentimental to me, those glasses. And the fact that it was only 2 days into my trip, I was even more disappointing because I really needed my sunglasses. So I didn't want to fork out the money for Ray-Bans out there because I knew I could get them cheaper at home. So I just went into the Emporium on Main Street and bought a cheap pair. So you would have seen them throughout my video series. So there's these, but I'm going to give you a close-up so you can see the size of them. As you can see, like the purse and the ears, it has the wallpaper print on it, but instead of being in purple, it's actually in grey. But yeah, they go all the way around, and then on this arm, it has Haunted Mansion printed on them. So yeah, I probably wouldn't wear them out, saying that I have been wearing them in my car lately, just because if I've gone to take my sunglasses, they just acted as a spare pair. But yeah, they work great throughout the holiday, and they are kind of in the same style as my Ray-Bans. But yeah, I like them. I will probably take these now if I ever go back to Disney, just because they are a cheaper pair and they won't be so disappointing if I ever lose them, and they're reasonably easy to replace. So yeah, I'm happy with this purchase, even though it was definitely an unexpected one. Now once again, this was an unexpected purchase. I had to take a baseball cap with me. I don't think I mentioned it. If I have, I'm sorry, but I'll say again, I have trouble with my scalp burning when I'm away, so I have to wear a hat on and off throughout the day, which you would have seen in the videos. So I'd put my hat ready and I just ended up leaving the room and forgetting to pick it up, and I was already in Magic Kingdom when I realised. And because it was quite a hot day that day and I was going to watch the parade, I needed a hat. so I just picked up this one. When it comes to the print, I got something from the similar range from last year. I had like a reusable bag with this same like compass kind of print on it. It's just a basic baseball hat, and I probably won't wear it at home unless I go for a run, because I've started running now, but I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, it's a cheap hat. I did wear it quite a few times. I alternated between this and my other one, and yeah, like I said, unexpected purchase, but it was definitely something that I needed. Now, the next three things, one of them I had planned to buy, the other two I hadn't. If you watch my video from last year when I went to Disney, you'll know that I have a thing for getting pins. So when I was there, I picked up 3. Now, I had gone with the intention of buying one. I wanted one just for the resort, but when I'll go into the details. I'll give you the story for each of them. So the first one I got was this one. It's to do with Coco. The reason I got it was because I had about $30 left on my gift card, and when I bought my Stitch Magic Band, I still had like $4 or $5 left that I just wanted to use up, so I bought this. Now, the problem when it comes to the pins, and a lot of Disney stuff actually, is they don't actually display the price. I will try to show you as best I can. What they do instead is they all have colours, so this is a silver, so you've then got to find the chart, and then anything that's silver is a certain price, anything that was green was another price, but it kind of varied a little bit. So if you have to be careful when you're picking up pins, because what you might think is only like a $7 pin might actually be a $15 pin. But yeah, I kind of have a thing. The reason I picked this up in particular is they didn't have that many in the store that I liked, but I do kind of like the whole like sugar skull thing. So when I saw this one, I knew I had to get it. Now, like I said, I had intended to go out and buy a pin. I knew I was going to get at least one pin when I was out there, because I wanted one for the resort. So that's what this one is. Once again, I'll try and show you as best I can. So my camera won't focus on it. So obviously this is going to be back to front to you guys, but it's just a simple Mickey shaped pin that actually says Colorado Springs. So yeah, that was the one I'd gone out with the intention of buying. I didn't know if it would be like this, but I knew I wanted something that says Colorado Springs on, and this was what I ended up with. Now, there was a pin that I also saw in the gift shop at my hotel. There was a Jiminy Cricket one, and I didn't pick it up when I saw it. I thought, right, I'll come back at the end of the holiday and get it, and I didn't, and I was really disappointed about that, and I still don't have it. So the next one's not going to be a Jiminy Cricket one, but if I hadn't gone back, I would have ended up with a 4th pin. Just thought I'd tell you guys that. Now, the last pin I got was actually in the airport on the way home. One of my favourite sidekicks in the Disney franchise is actually Pascal from Tangled, which I have something else from Pascal, which I'll get to in a minute. But when I was going through the Disney store in the airport, they actually had a little Pascal pin, which I thought was adorable, so I picked that up as well. Now, speaking of Pascal, like I've already mentioned, I've got a thing for like buying soft toys, especially when I go to Disney. Every time I go to Disney, I always end up with a soft toy somehow, and I really wanted a Pascal one, so I bought this guy. He's a little bigger than I was hoping for. I wish I could have got a smaller version, but I'm quite happy with him. He's kind of like sequiny. I don't think you guys can see it. You might be able to, but yeah, he's kind of cute and very happy, smiley. I did take him on the Buzz Lightyear ride with me and took a ride picture. I'm not going to put the picture on, but I just thought it'd be funny to put him on the ride and take a picture with him. But yeah, most of the holiday he stayed in my hotel room, and when it comes to mousekeeping, because I didn't know when they were coming, I would leave a tip out any day, every day, just in case. So what I would do, I would leave Pascal in charge of my mousekeeping tip, and he was very good at guarding it. So the next thing I'd gone out with full intention of getting, I knew I was going to end up with this. I've mentioned them quite a few times throughout the series, and if you watch my video from last year where I showed you everything I bought, you will know that I have a thing for pressed pennies. Now, I ended up getting 4 books full on top of the 3 that I had last year. Now, the difference being this year is I wasn't actually able to fill the books. I managed to fill all the penny sections, as you can see, but not the quarter sections. I managed to fill quarter sections in 2 of the books, but one of them's just completely empty. I have no quarters in at all. The reason for that is, although Disney has loads and loads of penny machines across the property, they don't have that many quarter machines, and if they do, they only do 1 quarter per machine. So it would have meant that I would have to go around all the resort hotels to try and get them, and to be honest, I didn't really have the time to do that, so it means a lot of my books are empty, which is a little disappointing, but I'm happy with what I ended up with. But yeah, I'm not going to show you the individual pennies because there's a lot of them. I've also got to go through some of them because I think some of them are duplicates from last year and I haven't had a chance to go through and check. The next thing ties in with the pressed pennies. I'll explain why. So it's a little stitch purse. It's completely like silicone-y, and what I would do, to get the pressed pennies you needed 2 quarters and a penny. So what I would do, I would put enough to do 4 pressed pennies in here because that's always fit. I actually still have a couple of coins in there. Most of them are pressed already. I just haven't taken out. But yeah, so what I would do, I could clip this on my shorts, so it would just save me going back and forth into my backpack to get the pennies out. So yeah, I would just keep this handy, so whenever I got to a machine, then I had my pennies ready to go. And yeah, it's kind of cute. And like I said, I went for the Stitch one because he's my favourite character, but they also did like Mickey, Goofy, Donald, and I think Pluto. I can't remember if there's a mini one as well. But yeah, so I picked this up along with one of the books the one day. So I thought it was great and definitely made the penny pressing a little quicker as well for me. Now, the next thing was probably my biggest purchase, not cost-wise, but just the size of the item. Now, when you go to one of the Disney water parks, or I think any of the water parks really, you have to pay to rent the towels. Now, my plan had been to just take towels from the hotel, because around the pools in the hotel you have like endless towel supplies that you just take the towel you want and then just put it in like the laundry basket they have. But yeah, so I've got to do that. I got to the park in Typhoon Lagoon and realised that I'd forgotten to do that. So I needed a towel and I didn't really want to pay to rent one. So what I did, I went into the store they had there, and they actually had like an offer on at the time. Like if you bought 2 of them, you got a discount on the second one or whatever it is. So I bought 2. Obviously I'm only going to show you the one. They're both identical. So they're white with just various Mickeys in different colours. I know it seems weird, but I actually needed new towels anyway, so why not get Disney ones? But yeah, they're really actually quite a softish towel, but obviously that'll probably go the more I use them. They're a decent size and quite like thick as well. So yeah, I definitely hadn't planned to buy these, but I'm kind of glad I did. And obviously I used them in Typhoon Lagoon and I took them then when I went to Blizzard Beach as well. I didn't use them around the hotel, but obviously I brought them back and I'm probably more than likely to use them when I'm at home now. So once again, it's one of those things I hadn't planned on buying, but I'm glad that I did buy. Another thing I never thought I would be purchasing, or never even thought of it in general, was a cooling towel. Now, I have 2 of them, this is just the one. You would have seen it in use because I did use it quite a lot on the trip, and that is because I do struggle with the heat. Now, the way it works is you run it underwater, you wring out any excess, you kind of shake it off a bit, and then it'll cool down, and then you either put it on your neck, which is what I mostly did, but then I bought a second one which I would wrap around my wrist, because 2 points that are good to help cool you down is if you put cold compresses on your neck, you have major arteries there, and then around your wrist as well, and I found that worked for me. If you watched my packing video, I did take cooling spray with me and I was using that as well. I just really struggled with heat this year and these came in handy. And it must have been hot this year because these were actually almost like gold dust to find, because everybody was buying them to try and cool off. They're not specific to Disney. I'm pretty sure you can buy them online and probably in stores. But yeah, this is something I never thought I would need, but it definitely came in handy. And if you do go to Disney or you're going somewhere anywhere hot, a cooling tower is probably a good idea to have in your case. So yeah, that's everything I bought in Disney. Like I said, it is a lot, but a lot of it I bought with my gift card, and a lot of it came free already. So overall it wasn't that expensive. I think, to be honest, the most expensive thing was actually probably the pressed pennies, because like I said, you need like 2 quarters and a penny, so you're paying like 50 cents per penny, and you end up with like a lot of pennies, plus you're having to pay for the books as well. So cost wise, they actually ended up being the most expensive thing I probably bought, aside from my wand from Universal. But you get the experience with them because you have to go looking for them. The only downside is they are becoming hard to get hold of. Now I will go into that in my review video by why they're harder to get hold of. So yeah, that's everything I bought at Disney. I hope you like some of the stuff I bought, and I will see you guys in the next video.